Plaintiff Lauren Frederick claims the defendant botched a big branding project for her new makeup line. She's suing for $450. Defendant Nicole Bracey says the plaintiff is a maniac who sent her running to the cops for cover. She's countersuing for $4,500 for emotional distress and lost wages.
What is your case, Lauren?
So I present to you today my case against Nicole regarding me as wanting to support another female Black-owned business.
Yes.
Since then, it has gone horribly wrong.
Okay, so what happened?
So I wanted to start my business for my makeup line and freelance makeup artistry. Makeup to me is more than just putting it on and walking out the door. I'm trying to make it my livelihood.
Yes.
And she is unfortunately messing with that livelihood.
How?
I wanted to have a portfolio of pictures that I could show to my clients.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
you would put the makeup on these models. You wanted her to take pictures of that?
Yes, for promotional
Got
purposes.
it.
And that's what she was showing on her Instagram. So that's why I decided to work with her and only her. I thought she was someone that was about her business and was uplifting other women, but unfortunately she is not.
Judge Jerry, first of all, I want to set the record straight. I am a boss. As you can see by my earrings, it says BOSS. I'm a boss. I walk like a boss. I talk like a boss. I handle business like a boss. I'm the branding boss in Cincinnati, and I was trying to brand her, but she would allow me to do that. So everything was running smoothly.
What was the arrangement you made?
So over Zoom, we made the arrangement that the photo shoot would cost $250.
Yes.
And she had requested a security deposit of half of that service. So it was $125.
You know, everything she said was correct as far as us having a Zoom meeting, me letting her know what I needed from her. On top of that, she paid the deposit. She knew what was gonna happen.
I sent her $150 because I was adamant on working with her. And so then we moved to the photo shoot after getting there.
When she came, she was more than a half an hour late. So as far as her saying I'm not uplifting and I don't want to help anybody, she wasn't even acting professional when she came.
As far as me showing up late, there was an issue with one of my models. I had expressed to Nicole that she had an issue with her child, and I had to push back
business. I did, and at the end of the day, business. You.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, "Okay, be safe. I'm here." So we arrive. We're in good spirits, and then before us stands another photographer that is not Nicole. I have no prior knowledge of who this person is. We didn't discuss this over Zoom. She didn't text me. She didn't email me. She didn't call me. She didn't do any of that.
I did let her know ahead of time. Hey, I'm gonna be bringing in a second photographer. I'm an LLC. I don't have to necessarily get her permission on who I contract into my media company. So if she had a problem with it, she did not state it during the photo shoot. She still continued to pay me her
Your
money.
Honor, I wasn't worried at that point because she had identified as the creative director. So I thought she would be helping with what we discussed as my posing and like the background after, because we were standing in front of a green screen, and she also did none of that. So after the photo shoot, he sends the photos to me and I go back and forth with him about it's not the correct background color.
Do we have pictures of it?
Yes, as you can see here, this is the raw images. This is one of the pictures that he had originally sent to me, and that is not blush pink, that's more of a fuchsia. It's very dark. I'm not that color, and you can't see the detail of my makeup, which was the whole purpose. And as you can see around the corners of my hair, the green screen is still being shown. The details, he did lighten them up a little bit, but I could have done that with my iPhone, and the details of my eye makeup are not shown. And also my model on the right of me, she is a white female, but she literally looks closer to my skin tone. And this is a photo that was taken from my iPhone, which showed out better than what the professionals were supposed to be submitting to me. So I was not pleased with him, and I said enough is enough, and I went back to Nicole saying I wanted all of my money back, and she said that she can do a reshoot, or she can just give me half of my money back.
Would the reshoot be with her as the photographer?
That's what someone with common sense would assume, but she was showing me pictures of the photographer's work from his Instagram and trying to convince me that everything would be made right if we were to reshoot. But I expressed to her, I don't have time to reshoot with her, nor do I trust her, nor do I want to work with the other dude because
And she
I
sent
did not.
you back $125?
Yes, and I returned it back to her because I had asked for the full refund.
I just want to say that from the standpoint of just letting her know or letting you know that I had no problem with fixing any problems. I am supportive of all women of color and women in general because we still trying to make our bag. So during the shoot, I let her take extra pictures. She had extra shots she wants to do, and everything was fine. She paid me. She did have a problem with the edits. I wanted to sympathize. I understand she is a business owner, and I still have respect for her as a woman. But the problem is, you're gonna call me on the phone. I asked her, let me specifically go in and edit, let me do re-edits. Let me know what you had a problem with. But this is the problem that I have with Lauren. First of all, she showed up to my job and asked them for my home address. And that's where I was completely done. I felt in fear of my safety.
Why would you do that?
So in order to serve her, I have not met this woman before. So I showed up to her where we took the shoot to ask for an address. I said, can I either use a home address or can I use this address? I never put into her fear that I was going to show up to her house, guns
Your
a-blazing.
Honor, she asked for my home address, which is illegal. She asked for my shift times. And I want to read from Exhibit D what the educator director said when they seen her. It said, Lauren proceeded to walk up and down the hallway and seemed like she was looking for a confrontation. Lauren asked another staff members for Nicole's home address and shift times so she could speak with her at work. This made a staff member feel very uncomfortable, and I was called. They called me when I was on my way and told me not to come because she was telling everybody that she was suing me and asking for my home address. At this point, I had open lines of communication with Lauren, so I don't feel it was necessary for her to come to my place of business and to embarrass me. Like, I could have got fired. I literally didn't know at this point if she was gonna follow me home. I had people like, I had to file a police report, Judge Jerry.
That was your own intuition.
I had to file exactly my intuition.
To you, Your Honor?
And a woman's intuition is never wrong.
It clearly is.
But you did show up there.
Yes, I called.
Since you had communication with her, why was it necessary to show up?
I said this is the last time that I'm talking to her via text. And I said, okay, then we need to move forward and I will see you in court.
Did I respond? Yes, I did.
You said I will see you in court.
Your Honor, I never not responded. I never
What
told her
does the police report say?
The police report just says a report that's saying that I was filing a report for harassment and threats because if I
When
felt
did I
threatened,
threaten you?
I felt threatened. I even missed work because of this.
That is not my fault
I
that
missed
you
work
felt
because
threatened.
of
I'm
this
not even threatening.
It is pretty frightening, even if you didn't intend it. It is pretty frightening when there is a dispute and somebody shows up at your place of work and talks to strangers and asks for an address, whether it was specifically a home address. That, to someone in today's age, when people go off the deep end, often, someone who's basically a stranger suddenly wants to know, can I have an address? That's enough to cause emotional distress.
She continued to say she now wants to sue me for loss of clientele or pain and suffering, duress and stress.
I didn't say pain and suffering,
because
that's
she
your
would not
words.
allow me to fix the problem.
Because
I did
what you
everything
submitted was
I
not
could
finished
do.
work.
Who sends back money? Who does that? At
Someone
this
that's
point,
about their business, and if a client isn't satisfied, then you should send them back their money.
Okay.
Which I was
I
not.
sent you a refund.
And I wanted
Okay.
my full money.
I've heard both sides now. I'm dealing with two issues here. One is whether you should get any kind of a refund and what it should be, and was there emotional distress and what amount should she be entitled to for the emotional distress. Now, when she made a contract with you to pay $250 for the services, she had a reasonable right to believe that you were the one that was going to be handling it there. That didn't happen. You have your reasons why it didn't happen, but it didn't happen. And she wasn't happy with the product. She did send half back and give you the offer of trying to fix it. If after trying to fix it, it still didn't solve the problem, then you would have more of a case for the full refund. So on the refund, I'm going to give you $125. On the emotional distress, it wasn't outrageous emotional distress. It was something that put some fear into you. So I'm going to give you,
Your Honor.
you sued for,
Hang on, the judges.
I'm sorry.
so you get $400 for the emotional distress. You get $125 for the refund. And therefore, on the offset, it is $275?
Correct.
So the defendant gets $275.
Thank you, Your Honor. I feel the judge's verdict was very fair. He must be a boss too, like me, you know?
I feel that is a complete joke. I'm the least threatening person that anyone has ever met in their life, and I never posed a threat to her at all.
I still wish her the best at everything she wants to do, but because I'm a boss, I won.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.